Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam amma ba'd. So continue on in our discussion about when someone leaves the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we are able to determine and how we are able to determine when a person is no longer on the minhaj as-sahih, the methodology of the pious predecessors, the Salaf as-Salih. And the munasabah is that we read the statements that was expressed from a great alim, Shaikh Al-Albani, Shaikh Naasir Deen Al-Albani, rahimahullah ta'ala, and this comes from the tape 848, number 848, from his the Silsila Al-Huda wa Nur. قال رحمه الله تعالى: هناك إفراط وتفريط في الجواب يجب أن ينظر إلى الشخص وأن يقاس كلامه بالقسطاس المستقيم. نحن إذا نظرنا إلى بعض علماء سلف الصالح وبعض آرائهم واجتهاداتهم، لا شك أننا سنجد عندهم بعد خطأ ومخالفة للسنة الصحيحة، ولكن ما دام أننا عرفناهم أنهم تمسكوا بالمنهج الصحيح الكتاب والسنة وما كان عليه السلف الصالح مع الاختلاف في بعض الجزئيات. Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah ta'ala, he said regarding this issue of taking someone off the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or declaring someone to no longer be on the methodology of the Salaf as-Salih, the pious predecessors, beginning with the companions and those who follow them in ihsan ila yawm ad-din. The Shaykh went on to say, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that there is two answers to this, or there's two different positions regarding this issue. There is those who are excessive, al-ifrat, the being excessive in this issue, or tafrit, to being too easy in this matter, too light in this matter, in regarding to this answer. And he said it's an obligation that we have to look, that a person looks at an individual, and that they measure or weigh their speech with balance and being just. And if we look at some of the scholars, some of the ulama of the Salaf as-Salih, of the pious predecessors, if we look at some of the scholars, and some of their opinions, and some of their jurisprudic reasoning, ijtihadatihim, then no doubt that we would find that some of them had mistakes that went against the authentic sunnah. However, as long as we know that they are of those people who hold on to the methodology, the correct methodology of the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and that they are upon the methodology or what the Salaf as-Salih was upon, meaning the pious predecessors, beginning with the Sahaba, the Tabi'in, the Ittiba' Tabi'in. As long as we know that this is from their usul, this is their foundation, even with their mistakes in some of these, some issues that do not deal with the foundation of the religion, do not deal with the creed of the religion, issues that maybe some issues in fiqh in which they differed. So as long as we know that, then these people are still from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And then the Shaykh went on to say, rahimahullah ta'ala, مثلا إذا قال الصحابي قولا ولم يخالفه أحد هل يعتبر الحجة أم لا. So then the Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, for example, if a companion of the Prophet ﷺ has a statement and no one disagreed with this statement, is this an evidence or not? Can this be used as evidence or not? Then the Shaykh went on to say, rahimahullah ta'ala, ما يخرج هذا المخالف مع كونه مخطئ عن منهج السلف. He said that the person that has mistaken, that has differed and made a mistake from the minhaj of the salaf, from the methodology of the salaf, if their usul, if their foundation is intact, meaning that they're known to be a person of the sunnah, that they follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then they are still on the methodology of the salaf. وقال الشيخ رحمه الله تعالى الآن التاريخ يعيد نفسه فعلى نسبة هذا المنتمي إلى السلف الصالح على نسبة قربه وبعده في تحقيق الانتسابه إلى السلف الصالح يقال فيه أنه مع السلف الصالح أو مخالف للسلف الصالح. So the Shaykh went on to say, rahimahullah ta'ala, that the person, and history bears witness to this, is that the person who claims that they adhere to or associates with the methodology of the Salaf as-Salih, of the righteous, pious predecessors, then this association with the methodology of the Salaf is in accordance with their closeness to practicing what the Salaf as-Salih did and understood as the religion, or their being far away from that association from the Salaf as-Salih. And this can only be determined by their actions. And that they either, according to how close they are in adhering to the methodology of the Salaf, or how far they are from it in their practice, this is how we can determine whether in fact they are following the methodology of the Salaf as-Salih or they have differed with the Salaf as-Salih. فلذلك لا يصح إطلاق القول على من كان يعلن ولو بلسانه على أقل ما لم ينقض بأفعاله ما يقول بلسانه. So then the Shaykh said, and so due to this, that is not correct for us to speak about an individual who declares with his tongue, at least with his tongue, meaning he speaks and associates himself with the minhaj of the Salaf as-Salih, that we should not try to take this individual off the sunnah, because unless they do something which contradicts the methodology of the Salaf as-Salih in their actions, what they declared with their tongue. وقال رحمه الله تعالى لا يصح أن نقول إنه ليس سلفيا ما دام أنه يدعو الناس إلى كتاب والسنة وعلى منهج السلف الصالح وعدم التعصب إلى إمام من أئمة، فضل على أن يتعصب إلى مذهب من المذاهب، فضل على أن يتعصب إلى الحزب من الأحزاب. The Shaykh went on to say, rahimahullah ta'ala, so it is not correct, or it is not permissible, for us to say that so-and-so is not a Salafi, or so-and-so is not from Ahl Sunnah, or so-and-so is not on the methodology of the pious predecessors, as long as they are calling the people to the Quran and the Sunnah, and in accordance with the methodology of the Salaf as-Salih, of the pious predecessors, and that they are not calling the people to blind following or being prejudiced, and for people to follow their opinions or their imam over the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as long as they're not calling people to blind follow imams, or that they are not blind following or adhering, regardless of whether it is conformity with the truth or not, to a particular group or to groups or methodologies or madhabs. قال الشيخ رحمه الله تعالى: لكن له آراء يشد بها في بعض مسائل الاجتهادية، وهذا لا بد منه، فبعض الأئمة السلف اختلفوا في بعض مسائل. So the Shaykh went on to say, however, that maybe from a person's very rare opinion that they might hold at times, in certain issues, in very specific issues where there's some ijtihad, and those issues where there might be some ijtihad, these could be issues of fiqh, these are not issues of aqidah and relating to creed or belief. He said that maybe they differ in these small issues, and this is something to be expected, that this happens, and he said that some of the A'immat Salaf, some of the imams of the Salaf, they used to differ in some issues, in some masail. وقال الشيخ رحمه الله تعالى: لكن نحن يهمنا القاعدة، هل هو مؤمن بها، هل هو داعى لها. So the Shaykh went on to say, however, what we're concerned with is the principle. Are these individuals, the individuals who we're determining whether they're on the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ or not, are they people who believe in those innovations that they may have fallen into or mistakes that they fell into, or are they individuals who perhaps are calling to those mistakes or that bid'ah? So that's very important for us to distinguish whether an individual is calling to innovation, or they're just an individual who has some mistakes, but yet they're not doing it out in the open, and they're not doing it in a way in which it's going to harm other people. So this is something which is very important that the Shaykh went on to mention, and in our next sitting we'll discuss that, and we'll continue on with the speech of the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.